Welcome back to Living Local. Our next guest is the director of a Hollywood murder mystery. His name is Mark Toma, and he joins us now to talk about his latest film in this segment, sponsored by Everywhere PR. Hey, Mark, how's it going, man?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for being here. This is so cool to chat with you. And first, I just kind of want to talk about you and kind of give us your background in the business and kind of what got you into this whole showbiz thing.
I'm an indie filmmaker in Los Angeles. I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've been out here 20-some years, and this is my second film that I've got to market. It's called King Saud.
Yeah, it's cool, man. And I watched the trailer. It looks really rad. And the movie's kind of sort of dark, but there's some bright and hopeful spots about it. Let's dig into that a little bit.
Yeah, it's dark. That's kind of the point of it, but not without redemption or anything. I mean, I don't want to. It has. I guess I don't want to ruin the ending, but it has. It has a happy ending.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Without giving too much away, okay? They're not denying anything, but yeah, there it is. See, doesn't that look like mean LA? But they find something good there.
The trailer does look really incredible, and it's really cool that you just went ahead and did it. And how has the movie been received so far?
So far, it's been received great. I mean, it's got nothing but 3- and 4-star reviews, so that's good to great. It's just I want more of them. I mean, everybody who's seen the movie is like, I couldn't be more pleased with the reaction. I just want more people to see it.
Yeah. Well, don't we all? Like, I'm a filmmaker myself, so we have that issue. Yeah, and so let's dig into the different types of noir, because the film kind of like saddles a few different styles. It seems like from the trailer.
Yeah, I think we really are noir, whereas noir thank you for choosing that still. Yes, that's really, I wanted to put the theme of the movie as the very first shot in the movie, and that pretty much captures it. It's noir, regular noir is like back in the 40s and 50s, and it's usually black and white film, and it has like a dark, usually urban, hard-boiled subject matter with a heart. Like Humphrey Bogart is the ultimate noir hero, like in The Big Sleep, or sometimes Casablanca it's not really noir, but the Maltese Falcon, things like that. The modern sort of rebirth of it that happened in the 70s is with Chinatown. In the 80s, that's To Live and Die in L.A. I love that the critics say this is what you're going for. I mean, especially when they said To Live and Die in L.A., because I loved just the look of that movie and how they captured L.A. But it's called neo-noir or neon noir, which means it's not in black and white. It's more in sort of a neon urban environment, like the urban jungle. There's our hero and heroine there. There's L.A. That's the L.A. everybody sees every day. Which that's the L.A. It's not. I don't know what they're usually seeing on television. It's some glitzy, glammy thing, and that's just not the real LA at all. That's the real LA. I mean, that's one half of it. That's definitely it. I'm sorry to say that's the real LA right now. This is the overwhelming problem everyone's talking about out here is the homelessness, which is just brutal.
The film has Heat vibes to me. That's kind of when I was watching the trailer, that's what came to mind for me was Heat.
The Michael Mann film.
Yeah, Michael Mann. Yeah, exactly.
I'll take that as a compliment. He's a great filmmaker.
Yeah. He's okay, right? Let's talk about how women are portrayed in this film, because the subject matter, given what it is, I don't want to give too much away or anything like that. But let's dig into that a little bit, because that's important.
There was definitely a certain sort of woman that I wanted to glorify, or I don't want to say glamorize, because she's really sort of down in the street and she's tough, but I definitely wanted to glorify her and make her a heroine. I really, she's independent. She makes her own money. She's thrown into this darkest part of the system, and she's fearless. She's sort of holding her own. I mean, in one of the parts of the system that's still completely male dominated, and dangerous too. She's in a very dangerous part of the system. I mean, the actual police station that you see in the film, that's the Ramparts police station. And 10, 20 years ago, there was a notorious corruption scandal that emanated right out of there. So, she's, I don't want to, yeah, I would call her a feminist, except that word just means 10,000 things to 10,000 different people.
Yeah,
some
these
of
days.
which I really adore, and some of which is just, what happened?
And, ultimately, Mark, what do you hope people kind of take away from this film?
Well, the first shot that you showed of the coyotes sort of howling above L.A. That's meant to be sort of to encapsulate the whole thing.
It is, yeah. It's a beautiful shot.
If you want it to be, that there's like heaven is out the other side of hell. You don't really get to it without going through the darkest point. It's because it really doesn't come out until people get pressed. The best part of people, the heroism of them. If you led a completely comfortable life, you would never find out about the heroic side of yourself. So it really doesn't come out until something hard hits you, which is hard. You wouldn't wish it on anybody, but it also it brings the best out of people, which I think is true of the hero and the heroine. And it clips right along. We don't dwell on the you don't want to dwell on the hard side or something. You want to confront it, acknowledge it, and show what it takes to get through it. It's a fun movie. It's not a morality lesson,
Sure,
You can't really lecture in a movie or anything.
Yeah, and so this kind of just came from you wanting to make this particular kind of film, like in this genre. Was that kind of how this came about?
Oh, no, everything. I mean, it's all fiction. It's all, it's not. I mean, it's all related to, where the country is at today. The country is this is a dangerous time for America. I mean, I think we'll come through it. Yeah. But it's all very, very, the plot is very much present day, even if the movie is kind of a throwback. And especially the male heroine is kind of a throwback. Even, she's a modern woman, but he's just a complete throwback. That's the love story between them is sort of comical like that.
Yeah.
But, no, gosh, I mean, when I was growing up in Pittsburgh, actually, I had some very, very rough politics in Pittsburgh at the time. People don't really remember them, but I was kind of baptized in fire as a kid and had to see a tough side of the system, which if you were just living through it at the time, you might get kind of cynical, but over time you see that that's not the whole thing, and people really it changes into something better after, but it takes time. It does take time, so you can't lose hope on the one hand, and you've got to understand that these things are patterns. They happen over and over and over again. Yeah. So that's kind of a vague answer.
I like it. I like it. And I hope
it was.
I hope people can check out the film. I know it's available on Prime, and if they go to the website, there's various links to where you can watch it on YouTube, and et cetera. So I hope people can check it out. Mark, thanks so much for taking the time, though, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, my friend. Again, this segment was sponsored by Everywhere PR. For more information, you go to KingSaudTheMovie.com. The website's right there on your screen. We'll have all those details posted at OurQuadCities.com.